Hi, my name is Sam Konzelman, and this is my story. I grew up in Bensalem, Pennsylvania. I was the oldest, so my family was very strict with me. I wasn't allowed to watch PG-rated movies or anything above that. I wasn't allowed to listen to any secular music. They were just very strict with me. When I turned 16 years old, I started dating my first boyfriend. He was a drug dealer. He was drinking, doing drugs. At this point, I've never had any drugs. I didn't drink, but I felt I loved him. So I started getting involved in those things, and I started feeling really worthless. My senior year, I did so much damage to my family, they had to kick me out. And that's when I turned to heavier drugs. And for a whole year, I was homeless, living out of my car. I would go from friend's house to shower. I would go out clubbing, and I would give my body to men who did not deserve it. I got pregnant a few times, and the first couple times I had an abortion. After that, I got pregnant a few more times with this guy, and every time I lost the baby. And at one point, I was going to find out the sex of the baby, and I found out it wasn't breathing anymore. I beat myself up like it's because I got an abortion, or I'm doing it wrong, and God's never gonna give me a kid or never gonna give me a child. So then I found I was pregnant again. I realized over time that I wasn't losing the baby, and at that point I reached a mark where I was gonna find out the sex, and that was really hard for me because I'm like, what if it happens again? What if he or she's not gonna be alive? And I went, and I found I was having a girl, which is my first daughter now, Serenity. And at that point I felt like I did something right for once, and that maybe there was some hope. So after I had Serenity, I was like, all right, Sam, you're gonna go to church every single Sunday. Even if you don't feel like it, even if you go on the club the night before, you're gonna go to church. And I would go to church, and I'd sit all the way in the back. I didn't know anybody. I would come in, I would listen to it sounded great, and I would go home. I realized there has to be something more. Like, I need to get connected. Like, I can't just go to church the rest of my life alone. I need community around me. So I started getting plugged into B groups and leading B groups, and it's really changed my life. I made so many more friends, and you're just sharing your struggles or your journey, and you realize like you're not alone, and other people are going through the same thing you've been through or that you have gone through. Getting plugged in has been one of the key things that has kept me coming and what has truly changed my life. To anyone who feels like they're too broken, they're unworthy, that they're too far gone, that doesn't matter. All that matters is God loves you. He died on the cross for you. And if He can change me, He can change you.